And we're back live. So I had to answer the phone. Basically, my friend inviting me to his office to see him in an hour, have some coffee, maybe a little bit of breakfast. So I was talking about my latest poems. Then I wrote another poem called. Then I published. This is an older poem called "My Full Moon Affair," which is basically this little fictional story. Also using the homophones full and fool, subverting it in the title. Then I published another poem, one from when I was in a relationship, Our Statue, talking about chiseling a statue of the love we have. And the funny thing is, this year I actually, I joked with her. It's like, should I fucking sculpt a marble statue to fuck? Which is just kind of like the opposite of this lovely, more romantic poem. Now, more recently, I wrote like a crude version of it. Challenge and War. That was another old poem I found, very short, just 2 sentences. And then I wrote another new poem, a brand new one, also fairly long. What good are these 21 grams of spirit? So there was an old scientist a long time ago, and I put the link to his Wikipedia work, who was trying to calculate the weight of the soul. And it's complete, his science is bullshit. It's not in any way accurate scientific measurement. And everybody's body is gonna go up and down in different weight when they die, depending on the situation of the death. Because the moment you die, your whole body is shutting off. And depending on what your body was doing 24 hours while it was still alive, will depend what happens to it on the moment of death. If you had a lot of food in you, it stops digesting. And that becomes an issue in your corpse. If your food was already digested, this part is really gross, but if your food is already digested and in the colon, upon your death, the muscle that keeps your shit inside your asshole, pardon my French, it stops functioning. Those muscles loosen and you disbowel. I think that happens about 1 hour after death or so. Then I wrote, anyway, this poem, what are these 21 grams of spirit? If your soul or your spirit does have a weight, that weight is definitely the kinetic energy and mass of all the electrical impulses in your body. If you want to believe in ghosts, that is your ghost. That electrical current inside your body, it can go through walls, it can float around, it is not subject to gravity, it is made of energy. Everything people want in describing a ghost, you have that in your electrical current inside your body. And what happens when you die? You lose your electrical current. So basically, is a ghost leaving your body. What doesn't happen, at least to the best of our understanding of electricity, is that ghost does not stick together. All the electricity in your body after death, it also dies. It ceases to stay electrically charged, and it evaporates. What it does is it goes to the parts of your body that are still heated, and it actually heats your body, but then your body becomes cold, and then all remnants that your body once had electrical current in it, they all go away. So there is probably nothing inside your body, your soul. You need to know that in literature, for a very long time now, people have been describing the soul as your body. That's because that's what makes up who you are. Your body is your soul. If you want to believe in an afterlife, that your thoughts get to continue after death, that you travel after your death, you can believe that, but you need to do that with faith, because everything on earth says the opposite. But at the same time, we also discovered the quantum realm. Well, only Marvel movies call it the quantum realm. We discovered quantum physics, which can do incredible things, such as instantly, and to my physics paper and theories, travel faster than light in pairs. So, what does that mean to somebody searching for the answers of the afterlife? What that means is all that kinetic energy, your electrical current inside your body, the quarks in it, everything smaller than an electron that gave it that electrical charge, upon your death, could all instantly travel multiple light years, in theory, anywhere in the universe, in theory, instantly, and you could be somewhere else. Your current, your whole body's current, it could be somewhere else. Now, quantum physics also talks about extreme randomness of this situation. Although we can control it, it's called spooky action at a distance, according to Albert Einstein. And that's where maybe you can justifiably even use science to talk about the possibilities of an afterlife and a heaven and even a hell, if you want to believe in hell. And it also explains reincarnation in the same way. A part of your body instantly goes somewhere else, maybe to another living life form. You reincarnate. And you could use quantum physics to justify the scientific possibility that this does exist in theory. You can create a hypothesis. No one will ever be able to disprove this hypothesis. Ever. Maybe I shouldn't say ever, because maybe we do make some breakthroughs in our understanding of quantum physics, but it's very unlikely. So that's a long poem, a new one. What do I do with all these 21 grams of spirit? I'm using only the words 21 grams poetically. But your energy in your body does have a weight, as all things do, because it's a mass. Everything with mass has weight and energy. It's just the way it works. If I could triangulate. This was a new poem. And this plays on the fact that can you sense your family? And it plays on the fact that when you have children, these children are born of your genetics. They are. It's a fact. If they are yours, your genetics is in there. Wow, I just got a copyright claim for having a little bit of off-screen song in my video. God damn you, YouTube, you're crazy. Let's see, a copyright claim. God damn YouTube, you're so fucking nuts. That used to always mean fair use when you they're not taking it down, but they're giving me a copyright claim. Insane. I used to always mean fair use when you would record something off screen and not use direct. Anyway, the poem, if I could triangulate, just is basically very sarcastically playing with the fact that since my children are born, the only way I could find where they are is using ghosts. And I'm trying to be sarcastically scientific in the process too. Basically, if you are not a very intelligent person and you read this poem, you will believe things that are so impossible that could feel possible. I don't know why I wrote this thing. I just did. I felt like I should, so I wrote it. So then I continued on. Did you know you can force faith through continuous torture? And this talks a little bit about Stockholm Syndrome and a little bit about politics, how people can use their power to basically force you to believe in a religion and completely control your understanding of a religion and basically control your faith. Basically by just feeding you and giving you a roof over your head. You could be treated like a complete animal, like you're not even human. But then you give people a little bit of gospel, treat them human when you're trying to educate them about religion, and only treat them human in that part. You can force someone to believe in faith. But you have to be very evil to work this way. Then I found 2 old poems of mine called Faith, Garden of Faith and Faith. The Garden of Faith was a poem to my stalker, somehow still believing her and I would become friends and that I should forgive her. Then I posted a Bible verse from Romans 8:38 through 39, where Jesus spoke, where people spoke about Jesus. Then I found this nice YouTube video from the YouTube channel, The School of Life, which is most of the time very intelligent, half the time not very intelligent. It all depends on their videos. Then I found a funny new video I didn't see from an animator I really like about Luis Suarez, which is the Uruguayan soccer player who bites people. It's just cool. Then I found another YouTube video by Seeker. I mentioned this YouTube channel in the other live blog video from today, where they talked about oceans within we're near the core of the Earth or above the core of the Earth, but beneath our bedrock. And this one is about the new Earth telescopes, and how they want to see deeper and more clearly into deep space. Basically, now they can even use AI and lasers to fix the image coming from space by the distortions created by our atmosphere and the sunlight refracting from the moon back to Earth when we're trying to do deep space photography from Earth telescopes. Basically, now we can use computer AI to take the image we take, which is blurry, and analyze that blur, use a laser. We send that to our atmosphere to test everything in our atmosphere, calculate that, bring it back down to the telescope's computer, and fix the image. This creates what you can say, this number I'm pulling out of my ass, but you cannot call this image 100% accurate, because algorithms correct the image, and algorithms are using science and method to analyze what should be there in an image, but what the image itself didn't capture. So you could only say these type of images are only 95% accurate, because the algorithms could invent something in the image which could be completely fictitious. Like, it could have 1 pixel of color, which is wrong, and everybody on Earth could look at that pixel and say, holy shit, it's an alien spaceship. So that's the type of error you can have with this new technology. But of course, some of the brightest minds try to make sure that the algorithm doesn't have those errors, but you can't account for everything. Then I posted another research link from the School of Life YouTube again. The first one was about how Aristotle hated democracy, which Aristotle didn't fully hate democracy. It's a clickbait title. This link is not clickbait at all. It just talks about Plato. And what you really need to know about Plato, and what made Plato the most, idealistic Platonic philosopher, calling Plato himself Platonic. It all comes from the most important philosophical essay called The Allegory of the Cave, which is an allegory describing how mentality forms and how perspective and context gives you 2 different things to believe, and how facts is what we really need. That's what that allegory is about. And now I made myself realize I should really post about that allegory, and maybe write a short essay about it that explains it to people, gives it modern context. Because, like, if you really think about it, that allegory in today's world, it could be basically called the allegory of the fake news, which would be a good title for an essay I could write. After that, I posted a Dua Lipa song I only heard about yesterday for the first time, called Homesick. And yeah, it's just a beautiful song. I recommend you hear it. And that's it. That's all the work I did. Whoa, since I wasn't looking at my own footage, I thought I was filming my head straight, like in portrait mode, but really I was filming it like this. Oh well. I'm pretty sure you people appreciate more me holding up the camera like this to my head rather than leaving it down here, looking up at me like, It's not my most handsome angle. I wish I wasn't losing my hair. 2 years ago, just 2 years ago, I had so much more hair. God damn, getting older. I'm less of a fucking player now because, like, women are like, you look old. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll have another live stream, of course, to you either tonight or tomorrow morning. I'll try to do more work. I really need to make custom thumbnails for this YouTube. Considering I'm a graphic designer, it shouldn't take me very long to do it or to make them look cool. But you have no idea how easy it is to be lazy when you're your own boss. Way too easy. Anyway, cheers.